What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one is on Need for Speed Heat, and I figured I would give you all of my favorite places to escape Heat 5 cops or Heat any cops here in Need for Speed Heat. I'm going to give you a full map with points on them, places to escape, and exactly how to do it with instructions, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So anyways, let's go. All right, before we get into it, let me show you the build that I'm using for this car. And for this particular video, I've downgraded my car to Elite Plus parts. The reason is because most of the time when you're out at night, you're gaining rep, your goal is to get to level 50 and then get your Ultimate Plus parts. But once you've got that, there's not like a whole lot of reason to be out at night other than leveling up your crew. So if you're looking for ways to escape the cops, it's because you're struggling to get away from them. And I figured it would be better if I showed you some things with Elite Plus parts. So I'm assuming that you're close to level 50, maybe level 40, I think 43 or 47 is when you get all of the Elite Plus parts unlocked. So if you're there, this is the build and car that I recommend. I love this Subaru. It accelerates really well, does fairly good off-road, but it has very good handling. It's controllable, and it accelerates enough to get away when you make enough distance between you and the cops, which I'll show you later in the video. So anyways, here's the full build. Let's go ahead and get into the methods. All right, so if you're on your rep grind, then you need to get to Heat 5 as fast as possible, and you probably don't want to be racing and risking all of your health while, you know, trying to get to Heat 5. So there's an easy way to get to Heat 5. It takes about 5 to 6 minutes depending on how fast and how good you are, but basically you're going to fast travel to this location here. This is the safe house in Port Murphy. So go to fast travel here, and then I'll show you some background gameplay as I talk over this. But basically you're going to be taking this jump. You're going to jump the jump. You'll get 3 stars on it. Remember, this is an Elite Plus build, so you definitely can do it. 3 stars on the jump. Then you'll go up and around to this street right here, all the way down the street, and hit the speed trap at the bottom. Once you hit the speed trap at the bottom, you'll make the turn around the containers and go back to the jump that you just did. Now you just keep doing that circle, that lap right there. In about 5 to 6 minutes, you'll be at Heat 5. And it'll be an easy Heat 5 without having to deal with much cop presence. Sometimes you'll get a cop or two, just try to avoid them, but that's the easiest way to do it. And then we can get to your escape methods. All right, let's talk about Port Murphy first. There's 2 escapes that I recommend in Port Murphy. One is the containers. So this container yard here has a bunch of shipping containers on it. You can jump up onto the containers and the cops will not bother you up there. Every once in a while, a cop will follow you up the ramp and land up there. All you have to do is just jump down, go back around, jump up again, and just do that until, you know, no cops are following you up there. But it doesn't happen that often. Also, you need to pay attention to the helicopter, because the helicopter will hover over you and it can bust you. But as soon as you see the bust bar start, just start driving off the container, make a circle, go back up. That's basically how you would do it. Let me show you exactly how this works. So as you can see here, I've got a bunch of cops and I've got a helicopter. I'm going towards the container yard. You basically want to start down here at the bottom because the ramps are all going this direction. So you're not going to be able to jump up on anything going this direction. You're going to have to jump going this direction. All right. So you want to start here at the bottom. So here's how this works. So here you are, Port Murphy. I just go around this container here. There's a jump right here. See all these jumps that jump you up on top of the containers? You just go up here, brake right when you get up, immediately start to escape, and you're good. Now watch your mini map. Make sure that no cops are around you when you jump down. They'll get bored and take off and you're good to go. All right, the second place to escape is this jump right here. So this jump goes over this water here in the harbor, and this is a very easy way to lose them. The thing is, you won't lose the helicopter by doing this. So you're probably still going to have to go to like the containers or, you know, outrun the helicopter or something like that. But this gets the cops off your back, and it actually does work pretty well to lose them. You can go through here, and then there's a little spot that's right here in this little area here that you can hide between the containers, and usually that'll help you a little bit with the helicopter. So let's see how this works here. As you can see, I got a lot of cops on me and a helicopter. So you want to start here, make sure you get up to speed. These guys can mess with you a little bit. Just give them a little bump and then jump over. You'll notice that the cops will not make the jump at all. See? And you've got escaping. Even though there's a helicopter on you, you've got no cops around you and you're escaping. But if you do have a cop that follows you or the helicopter is giving you trouble, just go right here into these little containers, and sometimes this will help you because the helicopter loses a little bit of visibility. All right, let's talk about Palm City Raceway. This is another really good spot to lose the cops. There's a couple of different methods here, but basically they're the same. They're involving the jumps that are in this arena here. You can just keep on taking the jumps and going in circles, and you'll eventually lose the cops. You can do this with like really low level cars as well. The cops get really turned around and confused every time you take a jump, but it depends on which direction you're entering this raceway by. If you're entering from the south like this, there's actually a jump right here that goes into the raceway. So you can actually just drive up this hill and jump in. That's like your first maneuver. Sometimes you'll lose them that way, and sometimes they'll follow you in, and then you have to mess with them on the inside. If you're approaching from this side, like maybe you came from the city and there's two entrances here, one there and one there, you can get in and then start doing your circles. But let's just let me show you how this works. So basically, approaching from the south, there's this jump here. It's a pretty big jump, actually. The cop crashed and I should be escaping. So now I've got just a helicopter to deal with, but you escape anyway because there's no cops in visual line of sight. So let me go out and get some more cops, and then I'll show you the method. All right, let's say these cops follow you in here. All you need to do is do this series of jumps. There's one right there. There's one right here. There's another one in front of you. And then you go up to the racetrack. Make your turn. There's another jump right here. And then there's a tube for you to jump in.
The drivers managed to break line of sight.
And you're escaped, even with a helicopter. Now, it doesn't always happen that fast. Notice there are still cops in the arena. They basically just lost me. So sometimes they'll crash, sometimes they'll lose you, but it doesn't always happen. Sometimes you have to make multiple trips around the arena in order for that to work. The most dangerous jump is definitely the tube jump. But if you end up losing the cops before that, you don't actually have to take it. The reason it's dangerous because you can run into it yourself, and then it's a problem. They have a really hard time getting into that tube. So if they're close to you and you take that jump, it definitely creates some separation. So anyway, that's the racetrack method. It's very easy. There's another way that you can do it, is you can make a full circle around the track itself as opposed to doing the jumps, and then you take this jump out of the racetrack. So let me show you that as well, just in case that seems to work a little better for you. So let's get some cops on us again.
I'm coming after you now.
And use my repair so I'm not squeaking here. All right, we got him. So you can actually just go around the racetrack like this. And then when you get to about here, just like after this tunnel, cut to the right, go straight for this jump here. And you're going to jump out. There's a cop on the outside of this, so this might not work. And then you're going to land in here. Just use your brakes to get through this. Use NOS. And you're free. Now that one's a little bit more difficult because you have to make that little gap. But it's easy because as soon as you get through those buildings, you make the left and your main garage is literally right here. The Raceway is one of my favorite places to get rid of cops. It's just so easy, and there's a house. Your main garage is directly there. So this is a good place. If you're out here in the middle of nowhere and you can get to the Raceway quickly, then that's the way to do it. The other way is if you're stuck out here in Frontera Hills or Sandino Ranches, you can get to Edgewood Valley. There is a mall here and there's a rooftop you can get on. So let me show you that. All right, so here we are at the mall. We've got some cops on us. The mall can be either your best friend or your worst enemy, and it's because you have a bunch of pillars on the parking structure and on the mall that you can either hit or have the cops hit. Now, in addition to that, you can go up the parking structure, jump off the parking structure onto the mall rooftop, and it's a really easy escape. The only thing you have to be careful of is when you have a helicopter. If you do have a helicopter, it can bust you while you're up there. However, if it starts to bust you, just pay attention to your busting bar. If it starts to say busting, just start driving away, jump off the rooftop, make a circle, go back up. So this is the mall. Now this right here is the parking structure. It's on this side, and this is the entrance to it. So this square right here is basically what you're looking for. The entrance is right underneath on that square. You basically go up the parking structure. Try not to go too fast because you'll fall off like that. Don't do what I did. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, well, if you do that, you just turn around and Go back up there. Cops will try to mess with you too. Don't go too fast, but go fast enough to where you're not worried about, you know, you're not worried about the cops jumping and messing you up. So anyways, that's it. That's the jump. See how you do have the helicopter. Let's see if he gives us the busted bar or if we just get the escape. No cops are going to jump up here. I mean, if they do, it's a miracle. It does happen every once in a while, but they have to follow you up the parking structure, and then they have to follow you up on top of this rooftop. So he's not busting us right now. I don't know exactly why. I think the helicopter has to have a cop that sees you as well for them to bust you. But if that's the case, like if they're on that rooftop and they can see you, then they'll there it goes. There's the busting. So then you just start driving. Make sure you drive right away. You can park again if you want, or you can jump down. Let's see if we can park and then see if this works. He might start busting us again, or he'll run out of gas. I'm gonna turn this. So see, you get the audio. Basically, they run out of gas in their helicopter. They have to leave. So once you're done losing them, it's an easy back to the garage. It's one of the reasons why this is one of the best places, because there's a garage right here at the mall. So this is a great place. Wherever you are, this is like really central in the map too. So wherever you are, you can make it back here fairly easily, depending on your skill as a driver. But you know, this is a very good spot to. This is maybe the number 1 or number 2 spot in terms of escapes is Edgewood Valley Mall. All right, if you find yourself near the Fort Callahan area, that means like anywhere up in this area, over in these fields, even in the like Blackwood Heights area, you can go to Fort Callahan. Even though if you're in Blackwood Heights, just go down to Edgewood Valley. Anyways, if you're over here by Fort Callahan, this is kind of nice. This area is kind of nice because it's got a lot of small turns and a lot of buildings. So you can break line of sight very easily. And then it's connected to a few roads that you can get like a lot of speed really fast. So you can break line of sight and then lose the cops that way, either down this road here, which is like the main highway that leads back to the main garage. Or you can take this road here, which is really straight and flowy and easy to get lots of speed. Either way, you can get them away from you. If you happen to lose them in these buildings area, or in these buildings here, and you get away from the cops, there's a house right here. There's a safe house. There's also a gas station for easy repairs. So this area is very easy to work with. As you can see, I've got a few cops. So let's see what kind of strategy we can come up with here just by using the buildings. So hopefully they don't mess me up too much here. We'll go this way. We'll go this way. We'll go this way. We'll go this way. Notice I'm just going in and out of these buildings, and they are not going to be able to follow me too much here. You can lose them like that. I went down the wrong area and they caught me. Let's lose line of sight again. Let's go back this way. Let's cut through here. Notice there's a lot of buildings. You can put some separation here. They're going to try to chase you, but what you want to do is lead them to one side of the city and then go back the other way. So little tiny streets here. Notice I'm already escaping. I broke the line of sight a couple of times. They're going to get back to me here. But I got lucky and I got the escape. If that happens, you can obviously just head back to the garage, which is, watch the spike strips. You can head back to the garage, which is right here, and enter, or you can go to the gas station, get your repair, and continue on with your night. Now, if for some reason they have trouble, spike strips are great for you as well. You can bring the cop. Oh, there's a couple of them. Oh my God, there's a whole bunch of them. So now we've got all these cops. Let's bring them through this spike strip area real quick. Let's just see. It's a little bit dangerous too, because they could hit you and knock you into the spike strips. Let's see if we can get them to go through it. Go like this. Like this. They're crashing on the spike strips. Let's say you couldn't lose them in the city. There's one other place that's pretty good nearby here, which is this jump here, which is called Jailbreaker. So what you want to do is get out of the city on this south side, back to this main road, make a right again, and go up here into this jailbreak. This is a pretty good one as well. It's a jump over water once again, so it's definitely something that's you know, easy to get rid of them. I knew that was coming. Should have watched that. All right, so the jailbreak jump is right up here near the railroad tracks. You make a right. and then kind of get yourself wide like this to take the jump. It's not a very long jump. You can jump like this over that water, and that car just crashed. They're not going to take it. You just get yourself away here in the grass. You can actually just go back to this road that's in front of you here, and guess where you are? You're right back at Fort Callahan. You can go back to your safe house. All right, next let's talk about Cape Castille. So there's not really any super solid escape methods down here, but I'll show you the two that I actually know of that are decent. They work, but it's going to take a little bit more skill. It's not quite as easy as the containers. Anyways, you're down here in this area. This jump right here is pretty good. It actually will mess up the cops when you take the jump, but then as soon as you're done taking the jump, you're going to turn around this building and go around this big building and then exit back where you came from. Or when you go around this building, you can just take this road down this way, and there's a safe house down here. So basically there's easy exits and an easy way to confuse the cops. The jump messes them up, then you confuse them with the building cut, and then you escape through the road. So let's see how this works. As you can see, I've got quite a few officers. There's a jump here. It goes this direction. You hit the jump, follow this road for a second, make the turn, use some NOS, and then turn again and head back the way you came. You can actually go away from the cops as well. This is an ocean area. You don't really want to be in here, but you want to get yourself back to the road and get away. Notice the separation I got on these cops. Now they're stuck in the mud, and I'm able to NOS myself out of this situation. Unfortunately, they did spawn me some cops here in front of me. They're going the opposite direction, so they're definitely not going to get me. And we'll just go this direction until we get close to something. Oh, we got a rhino. Let's see how we're just driving straight away, because we were able to get to this sort of highway section. This is a very fast road here, and this will bring us actually to the second escape, which if you do that, like I said, this is not the most guaranteed way to get rid of them, but you notice I had to do a little extra. But basically you do that gives you some separation. You get back to this main road here, and then you've got a long straight to sort of put distance between you and the cops. But if that doesn't work, there is a jump over here on this side road here on the side of the bridge. So let me get the cops back on me and we'll try it again. All right, let's say you try to do this escape over here and you didn't get away super clean, but you got onto this straight road and you're headed this way. I would say the next step or the next option is to take this tiny little road here, just after this paint spray thing. You have this tiny little road here. There's a couple of jumps here, and then there's a jump in a tube that takes you up. It's very easy to lose them here. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of guys on me here. Let's go ahead and go through this. So right here, this side road, go ahead and take these at full speed. You'll start to put a little distance. Jump over this one. See how you're escaping already? But even if you weren't, you would go up here, and then you can hide up here and lose the cops again. So it's a very easy one. Actually, you could even just continue through these jumps. They're not going to follow you through that stuff. It's a very, very easy way to do it. All right, let's talk about the Bayview Park area. So there's lots of places to put distance between you and the cops. Lots of buildings to duck around. Lots of water jumps that you can take. And what I recommend, especially if you're in this top corner here, there's a safe house, there's a gas station. This is a very easy area to sort of avoid what they're doing or avoid these cops. And then there's a nice little jump over water that ends right here. So this is what I do. Usually you go through here, and if they're giving you a lot of trouble, you can get a little distance by simply going around these buildings, going in and out of this one here. There's an alley. Go around this building, go back around, come back through here. Sometimes they'll be in there. Don't worry about it too much. Just go around these buildings a few times, and you're crashing cops at the same time as making them completely confused. The more times you take them through that alley, the better. And then once you're all done, like let's say you get your repair. See how you're crashing these guys? There's only like 4 cops on you right now. You get them to go through here again. The jump is just a straight shot. It's just a straight shot from this alley. So get over here, go through this way, and then all of a sudden you've got to jump over water. and the cops are not on your tail anymore. Jump again. They have no way to get to you fast, and it's an easy escape. I recommend ducking over here to the left side and getting yourself to the beach. As long as you're escaping or you're not being followed, you don't have any cops within your sight line, you're good to go. But there's 2 jumps right there over water. It's such an easy escape, and it works basically every single time. Again, just to recap, this is the area here. You just go through this alley a few times, get them off your tail, then go down this road, jump this water, go over here, jump this water, and now over to the beach, and you're safe. All right, let's talk about Eden Shores. So Eden Shores is this main city on the right side here. Again, lots of blocks, lots of alleyways, lots of ways to confuse the cops in here. Your goal is to confuse the cops and then jet down this main street right here that goes through the middle of the city. Jet down this main street, and then you have this long straight that leads you right back to the safe house here. So this is a very easy way to do it. You want to get yourself to 200 miles an hour. Don't use your NOS until you're ready to get on this straight and get rid of them. But if you find yourself in this area, there's another little escape. There's a jump over this water here that's very easy to use. So I recommend doing that as well. If you're in this northern part, if you're in the southern part, lose them in the buildings and go down here. So let's see how this works. So I've got this guy here. I recommend going through these pillars. They get confused on these things and they run into them. See? He just ran into him. I only had 1 cop on me. Let's say there was more cops chasing me. More of them would run into those pillars, but the ones that did get through, you continue on down this road and hit this jump over the water. And by that time, usually you're escaping and you can get back to the safe house, which is right up here. So let's go back to this city here, and I'll show you the other tactic, which is getting around the buildings. All right, here we are in the middle of the city. We got a few cops on us. We got a helicopter. We got a rhino coming. We got some spike strips over here. The spike strips actually work really well in your favor if the cops are not like directly on top of you, because a lot of times the cop cars will run over them and crash themselves out. But let's just show you a couple of things here. Oh my goodness, rhino had a nice collision there. All right, so let's do this. You've got alleyways through most of this part of the city, so you want to use those to your advantage. You want to make as many turns as possible to as quickly as possible to lose their line of sight. That's what you're looking to do. You want to get rid of the line of sight. As long as they can see you, they will be chasing you. Okay, so as long as one can see you, they're going to be chasing you, which includes the helicopter. Now, once the helicopter is done, it's much easier to get rid of these cops. So just go up here. See how, look at the distance I've already made just by using a couple of alleys and a couple of turns. Look at all this distance I've made. Now this guy's going to mess it up right here because I'm planning on going left and then driving straight on this road. We should be able to outrun him with speed. But the other option is just go straight up. So like in this case, I probably should avoid this guy and just go straight up this way, because this is also a high speed section. If for some reason he chases me, I'm coming back down this way. But you got all these guys, but look at this distance I've already created. Usually they're right on top of you. No, you can just go like this. And now use your NOS. Escaping already. They can't see. Now the reason the escape stop is because, see this red circle here? This is the detection range. So as long as they're in this range, one of them, they can see you and the chase continues. So what I'm going to do is stop using NOS. We're going to make them go around this block here a couple of times, and we're going to go back down this way instead. So I was hoping to be able to get rid of them that way, but it didn't work out. So we're going to go back down this way. See, they've also got tracking on us again. I'll let my NOS bottles recover. I'm just going to go around a couple of times. They're going to get confused. We've got another chopper, which we'll be able to get rid of when we go in the tunnel. So we'll go around, go around, go around again. I'm going to go around one more time. And then when we get to here, I'm going to go left and use speed instead of trickery, right? So look, we got to get ourselves to 200 miles an hour. Once you get to 200, this guy's not going to chase you anymore. Look at the distance. Look at the distance. We need to show that close up on the mini map there. Look at the distance I created just by getting to 200. I know a lot of you guys out there watch my other videos and you say that 200 is not fast enough to get rid of them. I'm telling you right now, you can get rid of them with 200 miles per hour. You see this distance we just created on these guys? Insane. Now there happens to be another guy there, but we're at 200. He's just going to start falling off. See? His distance was close. Now he's falling off. We got to pay attention to this rhino. This guy could definitely mess us up here. So it's kind of hard to dodge a rhino in a tunnel. So we're going to see what happens here. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I saw him coming. I just couldn't get to it in time. So now he stopped our progress. We're at 120 again. This is a very long straight street. So just try to get yourself back to 200. So here we go. We're going back to 200. Look, he's falling off. We're at 190. We're not even at 200 yet. He's falling off already. He's alerting other cops. It's okay. They're falling off. We got another rhino. Just got to get rid of him. There we go. Now watch. See him just slowly fall out of our zone. There it is. Now we're escaping. We just keep on driving. Now I realize we're taking you out of Eden Shores to get rid of these guys, but this is the way to do it if you want to do it with speed. You got to get them confused a little bit and then make sure you're on a road where you can just keep driving as fast as possible. Rhino messed us up a little bit, but not too bad. We just kept on going. This is a long highway that goes all the way through the straight through the map. All right, next let's talk about Cloud Bank. So this is like way up on top of that hill. You have to go up these very curvy roads. This is like the very highest peak, I think, in the game. But there's a safe house here. Usually you get this Qubit Heat 3 or Heat 5 race up here as well. So oftentimes you have to go up here and you might bring some cops with you. The easiest way to do it is either this jump here, or there's a jump off the mountain over here on the left through a dirt road that you can take as well. So basically you just want to get them to close to this Qubit race and then turn around and go back around this road and take this jump here. This will be a good one. It lands you down here in the dirt and then you can get back on the road and go back to where you wanted to go. Hopefully they crash out by that time. But so we've got a couple of guys here. Just turn them around. Now you go back around here. And there is a jump right here on the right. Crashes the cops. Now there's another one that's still on you. His health is not very good. So I would just either go back around or you can try to crash him. So the problem with this escape is that this does happen like this, where they spawn extra cars. Sometimes you can cut through here and then take the jump, and that usually will help as well. All right, so let's say you go around, you take that jump and they don't fall off, or they spawn more cop cars on you. Oh my God, they're gonna critical damage me. Let's say you take this jump. Some of them crash, maybe a couple of them crash, but you still have a few on you. What I would do is go left, go back towards the top of the hill and just cut off. This guy's gonna be in the way. Cut off to the right here and jump down this hill. This will usually take care of anybody else that's with you. And then you can turn to the right and head back towards this tunnel here. Now, if you can get in this tunnel without any cop cars following you, you're good to go. If you can't, if you have a cop car following you, turn around, head back towards this jump, and go ahead and take this jump down. These jumps are really going to help you get rid of these cars. Every time you take a jump, you lose at least one, sometimes 2 or 3 cop cars. So that's the way you want to do it. Now, there's not really any other escapes up here, and if your goal is to get back to this Heat 3 race, you've now, put yourself in a position where you have to go back around, but at least you don't have any cops, and they follow you down the hill, so they're not gonna, be up here messing around with you once you've lost them that way. The other way you can do it is if you come back around. Notice we got back to this road, we came back around like this, and then we jumped off this mountain. But instead of doing that, you can actually just go back around towards the top, make the left right here onto this road, and then there's solar panels here. You can jump off of this cliff here back onto this road here, and that will also help you. But basically your goal is to just jump off the mountain a few times and you'll get rid of those cops. All right, next let's talk about Rockville. So this is basically that whole big dirt section that's up at the top of the map. There's a safe house nearby here. There's also a gas station nearby. So it's actually a pretty okay place to escape. There's not a lot of places to break visual line of sight, which is a common tactic with these cops, but there are quite a few jumps. So directly in front of where I am right now, there's a jump right here that goes down the hill. It allows you to connect back with this road, or you can just go straight across here to get to this road and get to the safe house. You can also turn down this road and there's a jump like right there-ish, and that will help you put some distance between you and the cops. Then there's also this jump here, which is a good one. It starts on this side on the left, and it goes this way. So make sure you enter it from this side. And then there's finally this jump here. So let me show you each one of these real quick. One thing I will say about doing this is cops are much more aggressive and they are better at off-road than you are. So these escapes up in this area are a lot more difficult. I would say you can do your best to hit these jumps. Notice they're just destroying me right now. Like, I have no way to combat this because I have no traction. So as I'm trying to get to this jump, they're obviously not letting me. So we're just gonna go down here and see if we can't use our NOS to hit this jump here. See if this helps us. So that crashed a couple of them. That helps. Now we only have one left. We can probably just drive away from it or hit this other jump. Here's the jump in the middle. Notice they're not really that close to me anymore. I took one jump and they're not very close. This gets you onto the road. You want to get back to the main road here and try to get to that safe house. The quicker you can get to the road, the better. Notice I'm escaping already. Not the easiest escape, but if you find yourself trapped up in that area, you know you need to take those jumps to get away. And here's your safe house. The other thing I want to mention is this is the last safe house in the game. You unlock this for completing the campaign, or not completing it, but I think getting to the final mission. So if you don't have this one on your map, or it's not unlocked, that's the reason why. All right, lastly, let's talk about downtown Palm City. Now, this is one where you're probably going to be here quite a few times. This is like the main city area. There is a ton of places to get rid of cops in this area. There's lots of little jumps. There's jumps over this harbor. This road here is a great place. When you go along this harbor here, you go over this, jump over this boat, and then you continue on down this way, jump again over here. You can go through this. This is a little bit of a jump here. There's another jump there. It's like 4 or 5 jumps in a row, and you're going to lose all your cops that way. That's one method, which I'll take you through right now. So we have a few cops on us. Let's go back. You basically want to get to, like I said, you want to get to this road right here. So you're going to have to go down on this street here. We'll make a right here. Ouch. That was a tough hit. All right, so this is the road here. Under these bridges, I am critical damage. Hopefully I don't get hit again. I shouldn't. Along here, here's your jump over the boat. That's gonna wreck a couple. Go this way. Follow this pathway along. Go along here. Here's another jump. That's going to slow them down even more. Jump again here. You got another jump here. Obviously, you look at the mini map, you've got no cops within your vicinity. This guy barely is qualifying. So as soon as we get up here, this helicopter will go away. So we got out of that cops area. This helicopter is going to get bored again. We got a rhino, which could kill us, but he wasn't very good there. And that's it. You kind of just are waiting for this helicopter to go away. Now he's going to alert the cops to your position, but there he goes. He's off and you're escaping. It's a very easy escape. There are a couple others, so let me get back over there and I'll show you those. All right, so on this final street of the main city here, let me back out so you can see. This is the main city area. This street right here, there is a jump that puts you onto this thin little railway here. You can see this like thin line here. You basically want to follow this street down, hit the jump, and land on the railway. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it's also not the hardest thing to do. Once you do it a couple times, you'll get used to it. So we've got this cop here, and we got this cop here. I'm literally one shot away from dying. So anything that goes wrong here, we could die. But it's because I've been showing you all these chases and not going back to the to the garage. I've used all my repairs and all my gas stations. So let's just go ahead and get this done. We've got this guy chasing us. As you can see, I am close to dying. You want to try to get around here. You're on this final road. I want him to kind of be a little bit close. Okay. Oh, we got another rhino. Oh, this is going to be bad. Hopefully he doesn't hit us. Oh, don't hit us. Here's your jump. Onto the railway. Ah, I fell off. This is bad. We could die. Now, if that happens, you've got to jump here. You can also go off of. But you got to be careful, because if you don't have enough speed, you'll just run into that building. Let's see if we can do it again and I'll land on there. It's pretty tough. I've got some cops to avoid now, too. Actually, I'm going to take them around this block, because I don't want them to run into me. If they hit us, we are dead. We're literally one shot away. So get some NOS. You want to definitely go fast on this. The car launches pretty well. There you go. Stop, stop, stop. Use your brakes. And now you can kind of chill up here and not worry about the cops. They will not bust you up here. If they can still see you, notice they're not right here. If they were right here below us on this street or this parking area here, they would definitely be able to bust you if they can see you. So just keep that in mind. You can actually just keep driving on this thing and it messes them up. They can't really figure out where you went. So this is a good one to do. Also, there's a billboard here if you haven't gotten that already. Now, guys, obviously there are a lot of little places like this that you can get away from it. And I probably didn't hit all of them. I just gave you my favorites, the ones that I go to when I'm in certain areas. Now, if you guys have any suggestions for the community, make sure you put it in the comments. If you have a nice little spot or something like that, definitely, put it in the comments, describe where it is really well. That way people know where to go and how to escape the cops. I just want to help as many people as possible escape cops. It's not that hard to do in this game. There are certain little tricks you have to use, and hopefully you've got to learn a few of those in this video. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.